Affirmations, motivation. Oh yeah. A transformations, motivation. A transformations, motivation. Oh yeah. A transformations, motivation.
What's going on, everybody? And welcome to Ron 2's Motivation and Conversation, where I'm your host, Ron Lyles, and it's my job to make you think and motivate you to keep going, growing, and flowing into a life of a better and more improved you. Listen, wherever you're watching me from in the world right now, I say to you, hello. And in today's episode, yeah, buddy, today's episode, I promised you that we would revisit part two, that we would do a part two of the very first episode series that we did entitled Taking a Leap. Yes, this is such a great topic that we had to visit this topic yet again, but part two. So listen, always remember too, as well, if you like or love any of the content that we're putting out, any of it, guess what you can do? Please, ma'am, sir, hit the subscribe and like buttons and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of any brand new content that we put out on this channel. All right? Listen, again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you. Well, let's dive in. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please do so at official Ron Lyles, And on Facebook, I'm just Ron Lyles. You can follow me on both of those platforms if you aren't already. But check it out. Last episode, we covered 5 topics that will help you in your quest to take a leap. Now, I'm not going to speak on the topics in depth. Matter of fact, I would recommend that you go back and watch the very first episode that I did so that you can hear them in depth. But right now, we'll just cover them and review them just so you can understand what we did talk about. So let's take a little review right now. Number 1, when taking a leap, we talked about this. Number 1, you must do a life evaluation. Number 2, you must decide and plan for change. Number 3, you must invest in a mentor. Very important. 4, read books or listen to audio that will keep you motivated. That's very important too. And number 5, which is highly important, you have to embrace the process. These are the 5 that we discussed and that we talked about, okay? So now that we're here, guess what? We got to keep it rolling. So let's start with number 6. Number 6, we're going to start it off with a big shebang already. You must set personal goals for yourself. Set personal goals for yourself. Now, this is key because setting goals will keep you focused on the task at hand. You'll find that it's not hard to lose focus, or it's harder to lose focus when you have personal goals set before you. We're people, we like to see things. We like to see things set before us. We like to see moving parts. We like to see that things are moving and flowing the right way. Watch this. Entrepreneur.com says this: not having goals is an excellent recipe for average living. Wow. So in other words, setting goals gives you something that you can go after. Setting goals is also a great recipe for a balanced attack when it comes to conquering your goals and taking a leap. Listen, if I could use this example, going to the gym. Nobody wants to go to the gym and work out for days in, days out, weeks in, weeks out, months in, months out, and some of you years in and years out. You don't want to go to the gym that long and put in that much work and go right back to that mirror and not see any progress. Come on, we're people of progress. We want to see progress. You don't want to go back to that mirror and see the same stuff that you saw when you first went into the gym. No, you want to see results. You want to see that definition. You want to see that tone. If some of you want to shred and shred up, you want to see that shred. You want to see that bulk. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever goals you're trying to accomplish in the gym, you want to see that progress. Why? Because you're putting in the work to make it happen. So you must set goals for yourself. So it is with you all and taking a leap. You have to set goals for yourself. All right. So let's look at number 7. Number 7 is good too. This is really key. Create a vision board. I'm going to say that again. You have to create a vision board. Now, a vision board or a dream board is just simply a collage of pictures, images, or words of affirmation that serve as a purpose of inspiration. You have to be inspired. And creating a vision board is how you ultimately understand your why. Why are you doing this? Why is this important to you? What do you wish to obtain from taking this big leap? I really believe that people quit doing what they do, or people quit in the midst of taking a leap oftentimes because they lose sight of their why. They lose focus of why they're doing what they're doing. And you have to stay focused. A vision board is a great way to stay focused, to keep what you want to do in front of you, to keep what you want to obtain in front of you. No, it's not far-fetched. Vision board parties with friends and in your inner circle, those are great things. Those are great ideas. When you can get together and just talk amongst your circle of friends about what you want to obtain in life. You know, if you can't do that with your friends, and I question your circle, you may need to change your circle. That's another episode. But you have to create a vision board. Create a vision board. Get with like-minded people and sit down and discuss the aspirations and things that you want to do in your life upon taking this leap. 7, create a vision board. Now, let's look at number 8. What do we have for number 8? Let's look. We have to create a list of affirmations to quote to yourself daily. Number 8, create a list of affirmations to quote to yourself daily. And I really believe this is huge because people really underestimate the power of their words. Words have power. Words have power. We know the popular scripture, life and death lies within the power of the tongue, and you have to call those things that be not as though they were. Listen, words have power. You have to understand that once you speak words, those words can carry you. They grow legs. Yes, they do. Words grow legs. And as you speak it enough, guess what happens? They carry out what you've been saying. They carry out what you've been saying. And guess what? They manifest. Those words manifest. So you have to get a list. Get a list of words that you can hang on your wall, that you can hang on your mirror, that you can put in your car, put in your dashboard, put in your wallet, put in your purse, wherever you want to put it. Get those words so that you could pull those words out and just begin to recite and repeat those words over yourself over and over and over again. It's like a song. When that song gets down in your spirit, you start remembering the words. Same thing with these affirmations. Get these affirmations down in your spirit and repeat them, quote them every single day. Let them get into your mind. Let it get to the point to where you quote them all the time. I never will forget when my children were little and we would go into the school. Before we would even go into the school, we would quote affirmations. I would make them quote affirmations over themselves every single day to the point to where they started remembering the affirmations by heart. And they would quote them every single day. Even if we were running late, you have to quote those affirmations before class. You have to quote those affirmations in the car. Why? Because I wanted it sunk down into them that they are great. They're going to be great. Same thing with these affirmations. When taking a leap, you have to get this down in your thought process, your thought pattern, get it down in your spirit. Speak these things over yourself so that mentally and naturally you begin to walk out all of the affirmations that you're speaking over yourself. And when I speak of affirmations and the importance of affirmations, I think back to a story in 2017 when Lonzo Ball was drafted the number 1 overall pick to the Los Angeles Lakers. And I think about the reporter that interviewed his father, LeVar. And when LeVar Ball sat down with this reporter and she asked him how he felt, being that his son was drafted number 1 into the team that he said was going to draft him. And LeVar literally looked into that camera. It was almost as if he had a fire in his eyes, but he looked and he said, I knew this was going to happen. He said, how am I supposed to feel? He said, when I spoke this into existence 20 years ago. He said, when Lonzo was a baby, I spoke this into existence. He said, I said you'll be the number 1 draft pick and you'll go to the Los Angeles Lakers. He He said, when I first put a basketball in his hand when he was a baby, he said, I told him, you'll be the #1 pick. You're going to go to the Los Angeles Lakers. When he began to play in Little League and AAU, he said, I spoke that into him. When he would shoot shots in the driveway, when he was playing pickup games, he said, I would tell him all the time, year after year, month after month, day after day, I spoke it into existence. I would tell him, you're going to be the #1 draft pick. And you're going to go to the Los Angeles Lakers. And hence, 20 years later, what he spoke came to pass. The power of affirmations. Your words are powerful, and you need to know that what you speak over yourself, what you speak, you'll believe, and when you believe, you'll receive. So you have to create a list of affirmations. It's key. It's key. Let's look at number 9, everybody. This is huge right here. In the midst of all this, you must find time to take a break. You need to set designated times to take a break. Take time to just get away. I don't care if it's a hotel. I don't care if it's just an activity day or just a day just to step away and just take a pause. You have to find time to take a pause, whether it's specific, it's a day, a specific week, whether it's a particular time of the month, whatever you need to do to put your mind on pause. This will ultimately recharge and refresh you so that you can be effective and doing whatever it is that you're doing while taking this leap. I found that a lot of people, they just go. They get obsessed with just go and work until they just burn out. But then when you burn out, you're no good. You're no good to anybody. When you're tired, when you're burnt out, you become mentally lethargic. You can't think. Your ideas don't come as fast. Your inspiration seems like it's just dwindling down because you're tired. You need to take a nap. You need to get away. You need to just go take a pause, breathe in the fresh air, breathe out, do whatever it is that you love to do. If you just love to read, if you love to eat, if you love to just go away, just go. If you want to just travel out of town for a couple of days, come back. Take designated breaks. This is so important because a lot of people get so caught up in work that they forget to live as well. Take a break. Put your mind on pause so that you can be effective in whatever it is that you're trying to do. You can refresh that mind. You can refresh that brain. You can refresh, your thoughts and whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And watch this. In the refreshing, new ideas will come. Fresh perspective will come. Things that you never even thought of will come and assist you in taking this leap. Things that you never even thought of, things that you maybe never even dreamt about will come. These ideas will begin to start flowing from your mind. Why? Because your mind is refreshed. Your mind is recharged. You're ready to get up and face whatever it is that you want to do. You're ready to get up and just add new ideas. You're ready to get up and conquer new obstacles, conquer new trials. You're ready to get up and do it. Why? Because I'm refreshed. I'm recharged. My spirit's refreshed. I'm good. I'm in a great mood. I'm in a great place. My mind is in a happy place. I have joy unspeakable. This stuff will happen when you learn to take designated breaks in the midst of work mode, in the midst of this journey of taking a leap. Find time to take a break and just reflect. That's key, y'all. It's very, very important. All these are very important. Lastly, let's look at this one. Number 10. And I think this is really huge. This is really key for everybody. Number 10, you have to celebrate your levels of success. 10, celebrate your levels of success. Celebrate your success. As you're hitting goals, celebrate them. Celebrate your goals. It's not haughty or arrogant or being puffed up when you celebrate your goals. Celebrate how far you've come. Celebrate how hard you've worked. We beat ourselves up enough when we feel like we're not doing enough, or we feel like we're not doing anything. Then we just have a beating party. We just beat ourselves down. But nobody ever really takes the time to just build yourself up. When you create a goal and you conquer that goal, when you create another goal and you conquer that goal, and you create another goal and you conquer that goal, you have to celebrate the small successes that's going to lead to the major accomplishments. Celebrate your success. Celebrate your success. When people get promoted, What do? They celebrate. When people go into new careers, what do? They celebrate. When people graduate, they celebrate. When people enter into new phases of life, they find ways to celebrate. Whether it's a party, whether it's a dinner, whether it's just a personal pat on the back. Find the time to celebrate your success. Celebrate your success. You're putting in the work. You deserve to be celebrated. Because what you're doing is not easy. Taking the leap is not easy. Because if it were easy, everybody would be doing it. But you just have some that are built differently. So you have to celebrate your levels of success. I hope that you all have enjoyed this series, episode 1 and episode 2, part 1 and part 2 of Taking the Leap. I hope that I've said something that you can take back, that you can use in your decision-making and thought-making process. Because some of you, even as I'm talking and even as you're watching, some of you are so frustrated. Some of you, you know that there's more that you can give to life. You know that you have more to give. Your tank is on full right now. You feel like I'm not giving enough. You feel like there's something in your life that's missing. And you know what it is, but you just need to take the lead. You need to make the decision to take the lead. What's in you isn't just for you, but it's for somebody else. What's in us is never just for us, but it's to be a blessing to somebody else. You never know what your story, what your business, what your idea, what your aspirations. You never know what you do or how it could affect somebody tomorrow. You never know how it could affect somebody tomorrow. You never know. Your decision could literally be somebody's miracle. Your decision, your business, your idea could be something that literally somebody is praying for. It can be the literal answer to somebody's prayers. You never know, but you must take the lead. You must take the lead. Let me say this and I'll let you all go. I never will forget, me and my wife, we were with our family on a vacation a couple years ago in the Dominican Republic. We were on a cruise. Shout out to Carnival. Carnival Cruise Line, shout out to you. But we were on a cruise. And I'll never will forget one of the excursions that we went on. We were climbing up rocks. We were hiking up rocks and jumping into deep water holes. It was fun. It was cool. But I never will forget, we got to the last rock. End of the excursion. We had to be at least 25, 30 feet in the air. Plus, you could either jump off the rock or you could go down the water slide. Of course, my wife, the ever adventurous person, she slides down the water slide. Whee! She slides down the water slide, hits the water. Me, I want to be big and bold, so I jump off the top of the rock. I decide I'm going to jump off the top of the rock. But when I get to the top of that rock and I look down, all of this well of emotions, literally all of these well of emotions just began to just rise up in me. Just a well of emotions of, fear, anxiety, just, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I need to turn around. Should I go back? But I don't want to look like that in front of my wife and all the other guests that's watching me on this rock. So literally I made up in my mind that I was going to jump off this rock. So I just literally just look down, I count off in my head and I jump. And literally the moment I jumped, literally every single one of those emotions that I felt leading up to it, they left me. And I literally felt a rush. I felt a rush. I felt like a rush that I had never even felt before. And when I hit that water and just the coolness and the refreshing of the water just rose over my head, literally, it was as if none of those emotions ever existed. What are you saying? When you take that leap, when you decide to jump, everything that you've been feeling leading up to that point, when you're in the groove of that jump, it's going to seem as a distant memory. Why? Because now you jumped and launched out into the place that you were always meant to be. Listen, I love you all. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in to my channel, to this episode 2, part 2 of Taking the Leap. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all again on the very next episode of Ron 2's Motivation and Conversation, where we'll be talking about some other topics and discussing some other subjects. I got some more coming. So please, ma'am, sir, click the subscribe and like buttons and hit the notification bell. And I look forward to seeing you again on the next episode of Ron 2's Motivation and Conversations. All right, see you again soon.